All right, welcome back to the Prepare to Compete podcast, where we talk about all things VA benefits, real estate, and entrepreneurial services here. Again, we're back with Mr. Eddie Chavez, a great wealth of knowledge in regards to the financial industry. Again, over a decade in business banking. I mean, I've already learned so much myself, but with that being said, we want to learn more. We want to educate. As I told you before, this, again, our network, our community is all about education. We want to make sure that we're informed and being able to make sure that we're informing others. Obviously, being in the banking industry, in the San Diego market, with so many different industries that you work with, have you found any different type of trends that's being either booming or just not doing so well in regards to business financing with this ever-changing, economic landscape that we have?
That's a great question, Ken. I would say a lot of industries, just being in my area, working more in the southern part of San Diego, we work with a lot of import-export companies, people that are in the trucking, logistics. That's definitely a business that you see is growing, right? And that's definitely a trend that's moving upwards. In relation to your question of industries that I see on the downturn, unfortunately, it's a lot of the retail, right?
Oh, wow.
A brick and mortar. Things of that nature. A lot of times, if you're a traditional brick and mortar, maybe there's not a whole lot of foot traffic coming in because a lot of people have switched over to online, right?
Okay.
However, on the flip side of that, working with a lot of business owners that are in e-commerce, and those businesses, as you know, are booming.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Anything that is involving e-commerce, but the trends are different, right? Definitely, there's other resources available. You just go on the internet to find out what type of businesses, where the trends are at, things of that nature. And being a veteran or somebody that's trying to get into entrepreneurship, knowing those trends are very important, right?
Wow.
To understand what industry you want to get into.
That's great. I mean, with those trends, there's always ups and downs, ebbs and flows. It's always dependent on the economic climate, right? I'm sure you see a lot of businesses that, are able to get a business loan or get the term loan that the line of credit that they're looking for, with obviously the increase of AI use, artificial intelligence use. Have you seen any type of businesses that's kind of been taking advantage or flowing into that's actually been getting approved? That's actually, I guess, approved for a business loan or a line of credit that could be helping to help our audience.
Yeah, businesses that are using artificial intelligence or that are integrating artificial intelligence into their business operations. I've seen it slowly. Kind of businesses are starting to use that technology through different industries. Like I said, I work with a lot of logistics company, and you see them starting to integrate some of those things. And essentially, the goal is to help their businesses grow, help the profits increase, right?
Yeah.
The business is going to expand, things of that nature. So I am starting to see it little by little. I think where the trends are going and where we're going to see a big difference is within the next 5 to 10 years. I think if we have this conversation again in 5 to 10 years from now, we're going to get a much clearer picture of those industries and how AI has helped those businesses and possibly how it's hurt other industries as well, right, as a result. But we want to keep it positive.
100%. I mean, we always want to make sure that we're in the right lane of the future, right? So again, just kind of getting those economic trends and understanding, so much of the landscape is going to be able to provide our community a space of education so they can be able to push their businesses, right?
Absolutely.
But now, with that being said, I guess the follow-up question, through your experience, what was some of the advantages that post-pandemic business owners had the opportunity to take advantage of during that time frame? Was there anything with pre or post-pandemic that you think?
Yeah, a lot of businesses, depending on the industry you were in, right? say restaurants, for example, who took a huge hit during the pandemic. Unfortunately, anything that was retail related, like I said, especially restaurants, they took a huge hit. But and unfortunately, during that time, we did see businesses start to close down. But the ones that were able to weather that storm, I can tell you, a lot of them now are stronger than ever.
Wow.
Working in my the financial industry, we collect those tax returns, we collect those financials, and we look back a few years, and you're able to see the trends, right? What was the business doing in 2020, 2021, 2022? And you could definitely see that upward tick.
Increasing revenue,
in revenue and in profit. And it's great to see that a lot of these businesses have rebounded stronger than ever.
Oh, that's fabulous.
There are a ton of resources available during that time of the pandemic through the Paycheck Protection Program, through the SBA offering those economic injury disaster loans. So thankfully, though, those programs were available for those small businesses. They were able to keep them afloat.
Great.
And now I think that, like I said, a lot of businesses now more than ever are doing great.
That's excellent. So I mean, just from what you've seen, has there been any specific challenges of trying to get access to capital or financial needs for businesses of that nature, I guess, post-pandemic now?
Honestly, I could tell you no, because I would say the majority of businesses that I've been working with have rebounded greatly and significantly.
Oh, wow.
From the pandemic.
That's
if we talked 3 years ago, then hey, it's a whole different conversation, right? They just want the business, the doors to stay open.
Yeah.
But what I've seen is the grand majority of these businesses that I've been working with, the businesses are thriving.
That's fabulous.
And they've rebounded tremendously from the pandemic. If now here in 2023 going into 2024, they weathered that storm.
That's fabulous. That's fabulous. Listen, the only reason I ask is because obviously everyone has their risk appetite, right? So retail businesses, food chains, and different things of that nature, whether if it's pre or post pandemic, has really took a hit. If we want to just kind of put, again, a flat, understanding of it. And it's kind of one of the most difficult businesses to get off the ground and running. So with that, it's just always a good understanding. It's always great to have a great understanding from a financial background and under kind of a foundation for our veteran community to understand, because I know a lot of good chefs and I know a lot of good seamstress that would love to potentially go in business and do things very special here. So that's good news.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up that last point. Industry, right? Because every bank looks at industries in a different way during risk, right? Some industries may be higher risk than others, right? So that's important to know is understanding the type of industry you're getting into, right? Is it a higher risk industry?
Yeah.
Things of that nature, right? Because that also goes into the bank's underwriting, right?
Yeah.
In terms of determining, hey, can you get your business loan approved or not? So those are the different things that banks are looking at, right? In terms of can you get qualified? Can you have that access to capital? So.
Can you give me the secret sauce? I need some of the secret sauce. Can you give me top 3 businesses that are able to get business loans, particularly relatively easier? Yeah. And we'll talk about the 3 businesses, 3 lower end businesses that may not get the actual business loans.
I would say 3 on the top of my head in terms of being able to be very great industries to work in. Any type of manufacturing industry, you do any type of manufacturing, that's huge.
You're that a veteran?
If you're getting into any type of manufacturing, right? Healthcare is huge, right?
Nice.
If you're in the healthcare industry, right?
Any kind of ideas of just particulars?
Well, we're talking doctors, dentists, veterinarians, things of that nature. Those medical professionals are great industries to work with. And I think thirdly, even distribution, right? Are you in any type of distribution business, right? Wholesale, things of that nature.
Perfect. Wholesale. Distribution, wholesale, clothing, or just any, just?
It could literally be just about anything, right? Are you wholesaling, it could be, it could be food services, like you said, raw materials, things of that nature. So They
Gotcha.
literally just could be just about anything.
All right,
They're looking
excellent,
to distribute,
excellent. Yeah, well, I'll make sure I hopefully talk to a few manufacturers that we can maybe go to business with and get a few.
Yeah, and as you're a small business owner, a lot of things that you'd be surprised are manufactured by small businesses.
Oh wow.
You know, they've got their manufacturing facilities that they're doing. Whether it's, I just recently helped out a client that was a machine shop. You know what I'm saying? So things of that nature, right? Those are great industries, thriving industries, businesses that are growing.
Oh, that's excellent. Yeah, we again, dealing with so many different veterans and business owners and networking through that, we run into a lot of government contractors that manufacture certain things, such as machine shops that are working. Some of the screws that needs to go on certain aircraft. Some of the also small things that needs to be manufactured that particularly the government can't take on. So that's great news. That's great to hear. All right, but again, now we got to talk about the three worst.